Ever made a mistake and felt that hot sting of embarrassment? Or maybe you've been on the other side laughing at someone else's slip-up. It feels like a natural human reaction, right? But what if I told you that our modern idea of not mocking mistakes is actually a pretty recent development in human history? Let's take a journey back in time. For most of human history, society was far from forgiving. In ancient civilizations, from Rome to early China, public shaming was a tool for social control. Mistakes weren't just personal failures, they were public spectacles. Think about the stocks in medieval Europe, or the dunce caps in early classrooms. The goal wasn't to teach, but to humiliate, to enforce conformity through fear. A mistake could brand you for life, damaging your reputation and social standing. Laughter was often cruel, a way to assert dominance and signal who was in and who was out. There was very little room for empathy when survival and social hierarchy were everything. So, when did things start to change? We can thank the thinkers of the Enlightenment in the 17th and 18th centuries. Philosophers like John Locke began championing ideas of individual dignity, reason, and human rights. They argued that every person had inherent worth, separate from their actions or social status. This was revolutionary. It planted the seed for the idea that a person's value isn't defined by their errors. Education started to shift to influential educators like Jean-Jacques Rousseau and later Maria Montessori argued that mistakes are not failures but essential parts of the learning process. They saw curiosity and exploration as vital for development. You can't learn to walk without stumbling, right? This new philosophy suggested that shaming a child for a mistake actually harms their ability to learn and grow. This shift in thinking didn't happen overnight. It slowly seeped into our culture, accelerated by the rise of psychology in the 20th century. Psychologists proved what these educators had suspected. Positive reinforcement is far more effective than punishment. They showed how fear and shame create anxiety, which shuts down the creative, problem-solving parts of our brain. Suddenly, mocking mistakes wasn't just mean, it was counterproductive. This idea found its way into parenting books, corporate training manuals, and even our friendships. The concept of a growth mindset, popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, really sealed the deal. She showed that people who see mistakes as opportunities to grow are far more successful and resilient than those who see them as signs of failure. Today, in our best moments, we champion this idea. We talk about psychological safety at work, where team members feel safe to take risks and admit errors without fear of humiliation. We try to be more mindful in our parenting, encouraging our kids to try again after they fall. We understand that vulnerability, the courage to be imperfect, is actually a strength. Of course, we're not perfect. The internet and social media can sometimes feel like a giant, modern-day public square for shaming. But the ideal we strive for, that empathy and understanding are better than mockeries, a hard-won piece of progress. The next time you see someone make a mistake, or you make one yourself, remember this long, difficult journey. Choosing compassion over ridicule isn't just being nice. It's upholding one of the most important and humane shifts in our shared history. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this interesting idea, be so grateful if you hit that like button and subscribe for more dives into the ideas that shape our world. See you in the next one.